Okay, Mr. President, let me get back to my story. I'm sorry, I'm on a cheap phone, and the storage for memories is only about 45 minutes long, so I do have to make these a couple links in order for you to get the full story. Plus, the story is so complicated and so unheard of that it might take a little bit longer than normal, but all of this can be verified. All of this can be checked. I was arrested and detained, I said, like you saw in the first two public videos, illegally. That's how they kept control of me. When I went to that Greyhound bus station, they told me if I didn't leave the premises, they would call the police on me. You're not allowed to do that. I have a ticket. I'm a paying customer. You're not allowed to ban me from a store. I'm a paying customer. But whatever happened the night at the green carpet is what I'm about to explain to you. Somehow stopped what they were planning on doing or trying to do. So Jermaine Spencer asked me if I wanted to sell my soul to the devil. He put his hands to my chest, and all of a sudden I felt this influx of heat, and I could speak to him telepathically. Now I guess this is what they were doing with the police officers and the prostitutes, and how they could get like blowjobs and whatever else without actually doing it. It was all mental, all telepathic. It feels very real. It feels as if you are actually having sex with someone, but you're imagining it in your mind. It's very strong. So that's what happened to me. And I think what happened is it's supposed to be like almost like a telephone line where he asked me to do it, and then I would have had the ability to do it to somebody else. But it stopped with me. It stopped with me, and ever since then I've been paying for it. The first time I was arrested and detained, the woman, I was attacked by a black cop right in the booking area. She came over and scratched my face while the male guards were holding me behind, holding my hands behind my back. A female officer came over. She slammed my head into the ground, into the pavement. Now they can all talk to me telepathically. So it's called psychic torture, like I said, and it's the worst form of torture known to man. This man is literally in my energy. This man, Marcus Franklin, has been raping me for an entire year. And it got so bad in Oklahoma City that my mind disassociated with my body for a while. And what God told me is that I was the only one ever to really experience heaven and hell on earth at the same time. So, let's see. When someone's in your aura, in your energy, like a negative person, it's very draining. You don't want to be around them. They're taking positive energy from you. They're taking stuff that they shouldn't. You're allowing them to get into your space. You're allowing them to influence your emotion. And it's just a drag. You don't want to be around it. Misery loves company. And that's what this is, but on the most extreme level ever. Because it's a complete violation of my soul and of my mind. So what he does, and what him and Kelly Jenkins have been doing to me for the past year, is torturing me through my mind telepathically, because they get high on methamphetamines. They stay up 24 hours a day, and they are in my mind from when I wake up in the morning till I go to bed at night, and even in my dreams. Every morning I wake up to Marcus Franklin saying, "I'm still here, bitch. I'm still here, bitch." It's called psychic torture. It's psychic torture, and he's a real man in Oklahoma City that sits there and gets high all day and rapes me. Pretends like he's eating me out, puts his head on my vagina, rapes me. I can feel it, I can smell it. The woman, Kelly Jenkins, sent me a message saying, "I'm the one that's in your ear, bitch, calling you a fucking idiot." Now, how else can you be in someone's ear? Because at first I didn't know all this. I didn't catch on. I didn't start realizing what this was, this telepathic energy, until I started coming home and thinking about it more, started praying about it more, started talking to God about it more. And any research that I did not do online, because this is unheard of. But it's the same type of energy that Jesus Christ had when he knew that woman touched him, when he had the robe on. He looked behind, he said, "Why'd you touch me?" Before she even touched him, "I know you touched my robe." Or the same type of energy when he went and he saved that little girl, when the father said, "My daughter's dead, my daughter's dying," and Jesus Christ went to his house and he put his hands on her chest and he restarted her heart. It's like X-ray, and it's just any sort of energy, like a paddle, like paramedics would use. if your heart would be stopped. And that's what they do. And because it's all negative energy, what this man can do to me is pure fear. He literally can make my heart race to the point where it's beyond any human control. My heart races so fast. He makes me stutter because I'm a very well-spoken individual, very smart, very intelligent, very well-spoken. I have no problem speaking to people, anybody, and I can get out what I say very easily. But when he's around me, when his aura is around me, when I can hear him talking, I stutter and get nervous because he's a nervous twit of an energy. Like I said, I just went to the doctor recently, and this woman wrote on my Facebook page, "Fucking with me, bitch, I'll give you a sore throat and pussy." That's because she can actually take her feces from her and put it on my throat. But they're transparent, so they're doing it telepathically. They can literally go inside my body. I was pregnant with a child, right? And they knew this. All these cops knew this. This was the beginning of hell on earth because they were going to thought police us and they were going to control us all this way. And I believe I stopped it. And the proof I have is in Kevin Gates' music. Kevin Gates, I believe what he represents is the Holy Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Because I was pregnant, he resembles to a T my father and what the man who impregnated me looked like, Marky Shirley. Looks just like him. His music, I swear to God, is a testament of everything that I went through. All of it, especially the last song, Payback, where he says, "Amphetamines, all for the state of a better means. I'm beautiful but known for the dope, like Mary Jane." And Mary Jane is in a duel because it's spelled out in the video as Medellin. But he says Mary Jane, and then he says, "They took away my happiness, and they tried to take my head away." That's what it says in the song. And nobody handed Kevin Gates a script to do that song. No writer wrote that song for him. When they say the rapture, it was not only because of their slitted eyes, because they invoked that reptilian part of our brain. It's also because rap means to rap. Because God keeps telling me, I'm hip with the times, Emily. I stay current. I'm not just old school, like holy. I'm your father, your creator, your family. This is what happened. I gave you guys free will, like any parent does for any child. You branched out on your own, and we got as divided as we could possibly get as a country, as a nation, as a world, all with our own different opinions. And now we're at the point where no one can get ahead anymore except for the rich and the privileged. Other than that, it's a revolving door for us who have had drug problems, all the people that would have the compassion to run this country the way it should. There should be no classified information. We're all equal here. The way it should be run is the town. I mean, I'm not going to get into the politics with you of it just yet. I want to go over Kevin Gates with you a little bit more. Anyway, Kevin Gates' music. He also has a song called Satellites. And in Oklahoma City, it's not like I hear God, but it's like an instinct, an intuition, where he tells me, I've never had to punish before. Emily, I've never had to punish before. And, that's because everyone, we're allowed to make mistakes, even murder. Because he don't judge us. When we get to heaven, we find out why we did what we did. And normally it's because a lack of love, or there's something wrong in our chemical makeup that makes us want to control or rape or murder or do something like that. But he walks with us and he explains that all to us when we get up there. There's never been a hell, per se. There's never been a hell. But what this man did, what this man and woman have done to me, and what they are planning on doing to us in Oklahoma, because they found out with the combination of addicts, being methamphetamine addicts, if you're already an addict, you're already depleted. See, your soul is attached to your heart, your body, your mind. When you're an addict, you're chemically depleted because you're not taking care of yourself. And you're also depleted spiritually because you have shame, you have guilt, you just have a mess of emotions. You feel worthless. So that bond, that essence that we have is already broken. With methamphetamines, it makes your mind race and creates more energy. So they depleted us using the methamphetamines and took the energy knowingly that would create by letting us do amphetamines out in the open publicly. Also with the combination of drilling for oil, which we have a surplus of, we don't even need, but they're still doing it because they knew that they were eventually gonna thought control and thought police everybody. And I know that's why Kanye West came out and said it's the energy companies, it's the energy companies. And please, Mr. Trump, be the president that everyone remembers as stopping this. So let me get back to Kevin Gates. All of his music, he also has a song called Satellites, because God told me, Emily, their own technology fucked them. When I was in Oklahoma City, they have a Facebook page, their own Facebook page. And in the column on the right-hand side where the blue is, where you would never even notice it, it says, enter your year of post. And you can enter a future year. And I'm trying to look at it, and as I'm trying to look at this information, the phone keeps ringing. It's amazing. It's like they thought police, and they know they're telepathic. It's not psychic, it's telepathic. So I'm trying to take screenshots of this, and it's not working because everything's energy. One time I went into the Walmart with this man, Jermaine Spencer, and what he did is he took the screen on a laptop, not a tablet that flipped open, and he reversed it using energy. He reversed it using it because everything is energy. So when we die and go up to heaven, we only lose our physical bodies. We don't lose our mind and our soul. So when they put a satellite up in heaven, you know, to symbolize, it's almost funny because it symbolizes like an oil rig down here. When they put a piece of trash up in heaven, we found a way to use it. And I think that's why it's called the rapture. Because I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I think that Kevin Gates' music was meant for this. And that's why his name is Kevin Gates. On my first trip back to Oklahoma City, I remember looking up Kevin Gates because I fell in love with him immediately. I thought he was so badass. I thought he was so cool. And the depth and range of his music and his rap, it's like nothing I've ever experienced before when I've listened to music. Music is what makes the world go round. When we go to heaven and our world's set up on frequencies, the way our world works is like waves in the ocean. Sound. That's how it's set up, like radio waves. And I also believe that might be how the police were listening to me. And that's why some people that get crazy or that get, you know, out there, they put tinfoil and stuff on, thinking that it'll block some type of waves or radiation waves. But that all has some sort of truth to it. But anyway, back to Kevin Gates. He has a song that's called Satellites. And it says, Kevin Gates, everybody's sworn favorite. People tend to feel I'm Michael Jackson reincarnated. And I think of Mary and Jesus. Mary Magdalene and Jesus. Because Mary Magdalene was just a prostitute in the public's opinion. And Jesus says, no, she's not. You're not going to stone her to death. She's more than just a prostitute. And when you get to heaven, you'll see that. Everyone's treated equal. You are no better than she is. And then she wasn't even, in his eyes, she was the love of his life, his best friend, the love of his life. She was nothing but a prostitute to people in power, to people that thought they were holy, to people that thought they were better and could judge her. And he saved her from that. And it was the love of her life, the love of his life. So that's what I think. And the song says, satellites, she's never really made love, but she's going to get it right. The emotion's probably telling her that she can't stay the night. Her friends all call us crazy. They don't give her good advice. Everyone says I'm crazy. Everyone says that I'm out of my mind. No drug in the world could do this to you. I swear to God, I'm more spiritually connected than I've ever been in my life. And I looked up the definition of holy. Holy is from a Latin or Greek term meaning to be whole. So the Bible is a story about Jesus and people in it, symbolic, Adam and Eve, nature and nurture, just like the sign of the cross, positive and negative energy, because everything's either positive or negative, and then we have a whole array of emotion like a rainbow in between. So anyway, I think Kevin Gates was put here to symbolize the Holy Trinity because I had a baby and it was taken from me. The same way this man can rape me through his mind, he can literally grab me. In Oklahoma City, I was pregnant. I was in a bathroom at McDonald's. I took a pregnancy test. The test came out positive. All of a sudden, I felt the worst pain in my entire life. The worst pain in my entire life. And I still have this stick in my hand. And the stick went from positive to negative right in front of my face. Because when you're pregnant, your body produces a hormone called HCG. And what happened is whoever murdered my child, they came in literally using their mind as like almost like a second. They grabbed the original energy, my baby energy. I hate calling it energy because it was a fucking life. And they murdered it. And when they took it from me, they pulled the HCG hormone from my body and from the stick. And I, was so confused. I thought I either read the stick wrong or had a miscarriage. It took me a year to piece all these puzzles piece all these pieces of this puzzle together, and I finally know what it was. These people were trying to start hell on earth. And nothing is a coincidence in life, nothing. There's so much more I could tell you, but back to Kevin Gates. I mean, he's got a song, I Don't Give a Fuck, because this is what I tell this man every day when I wake up and he's in my mind, because he's a real man in Oklahoma City, and he rapes me every single day using telepathic energy. I can feel it. He can press on my muscles. He injected me with a hepatitis and HIV needle, an infected needle. I have been begging for my parents. I will scream, just stop, just shoot me, because I cannot get rid of him. Well, Emily, there's got to be something you could do. They think it's post-traumatic stress. It's not post-traumatic stress. It's a man named Marcus Franklin who is getting high on methamphetamines, and in his mind, he is torturing me using psychic torture every single day, which is what they would have done to your kids and anybody else who could feel it, because he's more about the control and the fear than he is about the sexual act, but he does that too. He says, talk about God again, bitch, and I'll rape you. Talk about God again, bitch, and I'll rape you. That's what he says. He's disgusting. He's the most disgusting thing I've ever come in contact with. And he said, no one's ever going to believe you. How are you going to prove it, Emily? How are you going to prove it? I'm pretty sure Kevin Gates proves it, because every single one of his songs has something to do with my journey. I don't give a fuck. In the song, he says, Pa, never want to listen. Mama never took me seriously. In a dark room, all prayed out. I ain't never sat in no Bentley. It said, talking Massachusetts exclusive. I'm from Massachusetts. And it's supposed to be that he got in a fight with some rapper, but I don't believe that he's right. I think they used satellite technology from up in heaven to make rap music to unite us. To unite us. And sue me if I'm wrong, but isn't it worth investigating to see? Isn't it worth my life, or am I just going to be some junkie to you? Because you could be the godsend of every president ever before you if you just investigated why these people did what they did, and any scientist would verify what she's saying is true. We're all connected cellular at some level. We're all started with some one form of energy. And if you're spiritually connected, you go by the Bible, which is, like I said in Genesis, and God said, let us make them in our image, in our likeness. That means our. That means he had a partner. That's a true Illuminati. True Illuminati is to illuminate, to brighten. They work together. Good cop, bad cop. He knows you need pain in order to see, he knows you need rain in order to get the sunshine. You know what I mean? The snake in the Garden of Eden was the best thing because it was a tree of knowledge. Because otherwise we'd just be walking, talking robots. But that is what we are right now, because everyone is a slave to money. Everyone is a slave to how many likes they get on Facebook, who thinks they're crazy, what people say about them, instead of who they are as a person on the inside. When that's what it's really about, family and unity, and not hating a specific group. Nothing can get passed in Congress because the left doesn't agree with the right, and the right doesn't. There should be no fucking left or right. There should be no fucking left or right. Whatever is good for us should be good for us. It should be run like a jury system, like how our town halls are set up. We ask a question about how something is going on. Well, what are you going to do about this? And then everybody gives their opinion. And then we formulate ideas from those opinions as a group effort. There should be no, well, I know more information. Well, I know privy to this. There is no privy to nothing. We are all citizens of this world, and especially of the United States, which is one nation under God. Anyway, that is what they were doing in Oklahoma City. They tortured me at the hospital. They did something to my vagina. Telepathically, they told me I could never have children again. God told me that what they did was they inverted. I had endometriosis. What they did was they inverted it out. They sucked it out. I told you they made like a little rosette using energy on my vagina at St. Anthony's Hospital. Number one, Mr. Trump, why aren't you saying, why are you taking this girl to the hospital? Why are you taking this woman to the hospital? I want to see why you're taking her to a hospital. She ain't crazy. She's not walking around crazy. And now I'm in my neighborhood and I'm getting really mad. I'm getting kind of loud. But it's only because no one will believe my story. I'm not a science fiction writer, Your Honor, Sir, Mr. President. I'm not. I'm a woman who was a heroin addict that understands compassion and strength and struggle. And I have nothing left. And Kevin Gates has so many songs, Reputation on the Line, Closed Caption, every single song that relates to my life. Me and this man Marcus used to share this phrase called On Me, like, I miss you more than you'll ever know on me, meaning like on God. He has a song called that. Everything, it just look into it for me, please, because I know I'm on to something here. They were trying to start the end of the world in Oklahoma City, and I took the brunt end of it. And this man, Marcus Franklin, is still torturing me and raping me every single day. You know, it's like when you have a little kid and they're kind of in your way and you kind of just need a break. He does not leave my thoughts alone. When I go to the bathroom, oh, look at, you gotta pay, like everything I think, because it's telepathic energy, so he gets my subconscious thoughts. So if my body lets out air as a fart, you don't every time you fart say, oh, I farted. But he does that for me. My body will let out air because that's how it works. Because you eat food and you let out oxygen or gases, right? But your brain doesn't say, oh, you farted, but he does in my mind. And he's like, it's called psychic torture, Emily. It's called psychic torture. So every time my body lets out air, he says, oh, you farted. Marcus Shirley's never gonna love you. Oh, you did this. You picked oh, you got a booger. Oh, I said, what the fuck? This is a real man that's doing this shit. And I'm almost positive that because of the way the whole town treated me, that they found some way to advertise or publicize my thoughts. I was walking through downtown Oklahoma City one time, and they had on the museum, they had a billboard up with a brain on it, and it said thought to text technology. And what I think I was the first ever person that they experimented with this sort of technology. Because God keeps telling me their own technology, fuck them. Now, I know Kanye West knows something about these energy companies. I know he does. Because he came out and said it and they made him look crazy. Now, if that is not a cover-up, I don't know fucking what is. And we all know we fight for oil. We all know we did fight for oil. And I'm pretty sure we know that 9/11 may have been a setup. But that is not my job. As much as I would love to change the world and get the truth out there, what I need right now is to save myself, get justice for me and my baby, and stop this from happening to you, your grandkids, your beautiful daughter, who I just saw on TV, who's so brilliant, so smart. You know, I really do think that you are, in fact, a godsend to this country. You're running it not like a regular politician. You don't give a shit about your background. If, you know, what you were famous for, you're saying we should not be in debt. If these departments are not doing their job, we should not have them. You know what I mean? You're running it like a business, which is how it should be run. I've called the Stop Human Trafficking Hotline. I've called the Stop Sexual Trafficking Hotline. All they do is give me a case number. I've called the CIA, the FBI, sir. I've written the CIA, the FBI. Not one person has contacted me back. Not one. What the fuck are these government agencies for? And all I hear in my head all day, and this is not post-traumatic stress again, it's a real man in Oklahoma City who rapes me, is prove it, bitch. Prove it, bitch. The day God comes down here and saves you is the day I'll leave you alone. Mr. President, please save me. I am the first ever slave. Ever. Since slavery was abolished. But even slavery isn't like this sort of slavery. He enslaved my soul, my spirit. Like I said, the only person that should be in your mind is you and God. And this man is in my mind 24 hours a day. And not only is he in my mind, he's using telepathic energy to burn me. They would wake me up, burning lighters on my face or stabbing me with a little knife marks over and over again, pissing on me. telling me they were evil reptilian aliens because they knew I saw the slitted eyes. But that's never happened before I got there because my energy was different, because this was all meant to happen. This was all meant to get exposed. And the latest song Kevin Gates came out with was No Love. And it says, I ain't got no love for you niggers. I ain't got no love. I'm a hell of a nigger. I'm still in charge. And he uses the word nigger a lot. He uses the word nigger a lot, and he's not even black. He's Puerto Rican. And he uses the word retarded a lot. And it's to symbolize that talk is cheap. Talk is cheap, and being politically correct is fucking for the birds. Is ridiculous. It's the way you fucking treat people. Nigger would mean neglect, which would mean black negro, from Spanish. And the way I'm feeling right now, or the way these people acted, they enslaved my soul because they don't have one. They are people that did this because the Devon oil owns that town. And I know this for a fact because I used to be harassed by the police who used to tell me, $4,700, huh? Don't you know who we are? For trespassing charges, I was held for 13 days in a striped uniform, assaulted an officer. I was rapping like a rap star. I can't rap. I couldn't, but I can now. I can't rap. I was rapping my heart out outside the county jail, a public area where other people were waiting to get bailed out, waiting for their friends. And they came and got me and said, you can't sit here. I said, I'm not cussing. I'm not doing nothing wrong. What am I doing? I'm standing. I'm finally taking a stand. He grabbed me and pulled me in the jail. And that was where I was pepperballed and beaten and held for fucking 4 days with no water, 6 days with no phone call, and 13 days total in solitary confinement, but never charged with a fucking crime. Your Honor, these people, sir, these people deserve, they are literally terrorists in our country. They use psychic torture, so when the cops would come and they would threaten me, they would talk to me telepathically, or when they would wrestle me to the last time I got detained by them, they wrestled me to the ground and pretended they were going to smash my face in. So I would hold my head like this and please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me. And because they're all hate energy, my heart would be going a mile a minute. It's psychic torture. And they did it because the oil from the ground released energy that God left here for us. And the methamphetamines combined with that made a big, perfect tidal wave for them to try to take over the world via thought police and telepathic energy, psychic energy. Think about it. The more energy you create, because nothing moves faster than the speed of light except for energy. So the more energy you create, and it would have to be anger energy, most likely, because that's what moves the fastest when you're angry, when you're mad, that would give them an advantage on everything. If they kept going the way they wanted it to go, they would have the 1%, the oil companies, the energy companies would have everything. They would have access to not only telepathic energy, but psychic energy as well, where they could almost act, and they would try to hustle God, try to be God, try to see the future. So that they would have advances on stock market. They would have all the creativity. Because I'm telling you, when I was in Oklahoma City, I could sing. I could dance. I could curl my hair. My eyes were green. My breasts were bigger. I looked as pretty as I perceived myself to be, which is what heaven is. You're as pretty as your soul is. And amphetamines is what kept me alive, because these people that were draining my energy almost killed me. I was rotting out in Oklahoma City. I had maggots in my toes. I had ants in my toes. I had green fungus all over my feet. I would hear them telepathically betting on how long I could go without taking a shower. I would be laying on the curb behind Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's, and I would feel being sodomized. Literally sodomized, like with a huge blunt object, screaming, stop, 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 please stop, please stop, please stop. Not even knowing what was going on until now, because what I think he realized is all the trauma I went through, it's so released like little doses that I almost became artificial, which is why I can walk around and tell you the story without ever crying, because number one, I've been through it so much. Number two, I'm not getting any fucking leeway here. And I'm not a storyteller. This shit is true. I'm not saying I'm a time traveler. I'm not saying fucking crazy shit. A scientist will say, yeah, we were all one. A scientist can prove that. Not only that, satellites, dash cams, body cams, and cameras at the jail will prove what I'm saying are true. And a polygraph test. And even though it doesn't hold up in the state or in the court of law, all it takes is one, because there is no honor among thieves. And if you get Marcus Franklin in there, or Kelly Jenkins, or any other officer who knew what they were doing to me, or the nurses who jabbed me, or the doctors who held me without my will, or the police who legally detained me and beat me, somebody is going to talk. Somebody is going to talk, and you're going to get the truth. I'm trying to think of more Kevin Gates songs. I mean, all of them. Get up on my level. Get up on, I gave you niggers my all and you mistreat your nigger. Now I can't, get up on my level, like a DNA helix. Like a level, like all of it's about God. All of his music is about God. I got 2 phones, one for the plug and one for the load, one for the negative energy, one for the positive energy. BWA, Breadwinners Association. Jesus broke bread, but now it's a symbolize of money. You know what I'm saying? It stays hip, he stays current, just like he said. Just investigate it for me, sir. That's all I'm asking you to do. And you will be forever remembered and not idealized, but honored for saving a woman's life. Not only mine, but for the rest of the world. For God. And God doesn't have to be God to you. It just could be a higher power, karma, the way of the world, Mother Nature, something beautiful. But we are all put here to love and unite. And you can do that. You can be known as the greatest president ever if you just investigate my story for me. That's it. That's all I'm asking you to do, sir. So please take a look into it. And Mr. Kevin Gates. Also the Migos. Because in the Bible, Revelations, when all this is revealed at the end, when God comes back, it talks about the great prostitute. The Migos have a song called Wishy Washy. And it says, you bitches ain't shit, talking about prostitutes. So it's in the Bible. And I'm almost positive, since energy can't be created or destroyed, what happened was we've all been to heaven before. And now, depending on our hearts and who we are as a person, I think we saved, like this all came into play. Like we all took roles. We all took roles. Because reincarnation's real. And this was my role. I took on the weight of the world. I lost a child. I was abused. I was raped. I was sodomized. And it was all for the greater good of one. And in the meantime, I found myself, my strength. I lost everything I ever had. My family, my reputation, every toothbrush, every materialistic thing you could ever think of. But I found myself. I found my voice. I found my strength. And that's what it's about. So, please, Mr. President, please, I'm begging you, Oklahoma City, Devon Oil. It's not a coincidence that its name is Devon Oil, the devil. It is no coincidence about telepathic energy, how Jesus had it, how he was the Son of God. Adam and Eve, science and nature, nature and nurture, it's all one. Please help me. This man named Marcus Franklin rapes me every day. And I need some rest. I need some rest because I'm about to blow my brains out. And I mean, the pride keeps me going because God keeps telling me, Emily, you're going to get the biggest I fucking told you so in the whole world. The biggest I fucking told you so. And Kevin Gates has a song that says told me. And then the last song on Islam means to tell, Islam means to make better. It's the name of his eldest daughter. It's the name of his eldest daughter. And it means to make better. And that's what God told me. Like, all of his songs, if you're fucking with the plug's daughter, like he is the plug. He's the master electrician. He is the master life source of energy. He created us with that spark, that desire, that fight or flight, the brain, the 9 levels of consciousness, all of it. The instincts, our emotion. He gave that to us. He did all that for us because he loves us. And now this was it. We've branched out as far as we can go. Think about it like a tree. We've branched out as far as we can go. And now it's time to come back together because we are too divided. We're too divided by materialistic things, by hate. One group, we hate the Muslims because we believe they blow things up. We believe that they don't like Westerners because we're too materialistic. When everything stems from one. Buddhism, centering yourself, aura. That's why the Virgin Mary has that blue aura around her. That's her aura, her chakra. And blue is like the most beautiful color because it symbolizes pain. You think of like a tear or water. And green symbolizes life. And that's where rainbows, it all comes into play. Macro and micro. On a spiritual scale and on a scientific scale, we really have rainbows, and then we really have auras, colors around us of how we feel, how we are as a human being, as a soul. I experienced heaven multiple times in Oklahoma City. I mean, my experiences were insane. And I know there must be some technology out there that where you can pull from that, because a woman in India was accused of murdering her husband, and what they did is they pulled the actual scenes from her mind using some technology that they had. So I know that it can be done. I know that my story can be verified. And not only that, because I want to show everybody the spirituality of it, but just to simply verify what I was stating, what they were doing with telepathic energy, is enough for me. Because I was brutalized, raped, sodomized, and my baby was murdered, and no one believes me, Mr. Trump. And this man hurts me every single day. To this day, he punches me and I feel it. My body will jerk. I'll be in the car with my dad or at a doctor's office, and he'll put his finger on my genital area, and he said, "Flip out, little bitch. I love it when you flip out about your pussy in front of your father." I swear to God, I hate being vile like this. I'm so grossed out by negativity that it makes me puke. And he does it on purpose, and I just got to sit there, and God just says, "Humble yourself, Emily. Humble yourself." And I can't take it anymore because he's raping me right in front of my family, and my family don't believe me. A man sitting there in Oklahoma City getting high, thinking about going like this to my vaginal area. I feel it. And a woman, too, pissing on me, shitting on me. I have the Facebook pages, their Facebook posts, Mr. Trump, where she says, "Fucking with me, bitch, I'll give you a sore throat and pussy." I've had the worst urinary tract infections of my life because they put stuff all over my vagina. I did not get strep throat, but I did have a lung infection because it's all foreign, nasty, hate energy that is not supposed to be in my body. I'm falling apart. I'm dying on the inside, and no one will believe me, and this is what these fucking people did to me. And all it takes is one person to be a hero. That's it. It takes one person to be a hero, and you're in that standing. You could do that for me. Please do that for my son. I know it was a boy. I know that's what Kevin Gates represents. Please, I'm begging you. I really am. That's all it takes is just one person. If your agencies aren't going to do their job, can you please do something for me? Just a regular person, another citizen. I don't even know what else to say. But I can hear him in my mind saying, "Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up." And it's not in my mind. He's really saying that in his mind. "Shut the fuck up. He ain't going to fucking believe you, you fucking dirty whore. Look at you. Look at you. You think Marcus Shirley will ever love you? I don't care. I don't care what people think about." That's what he's saying. A real live man, Mr. Trump, named Marcus fucking Franklin, sitting in Oklahoma City. I can hear him as if he was standing right here in front of me. In my mind, 24 hours a day. Now he's saying, "Shut the fuck up, little bitch. I really will kill you tonight with your heart." Because he can make my heart go really fast. This is not a fucking joke. This isn't a fucking joke. All you gotta do is investigate the fucking police and the Oklahoma City Police Department, and they will fucking tell you. Because they aren't all bad. There has to be some good officers in this force, but this man raised me every fucking day. And I'm not gonna stop until somebody fucking fights for me. Because he's the one that needs to fucking die, not me. This is fucking real. Everything I can say can be scientifically proven and backed up. And look into Kevin Gates, because it's not a coincidence all of his songs match my journey. Pull the real person with the guns on your hand, because I spoke tongues in Oklahoma. This was a spiritual journey. This was it. This was a rapture. All right, and I need you to help me. Because I can't get this man out of my fucking head. I need him to at least be put behind bars so he can stop doing methamphetamines, so he doesn't have the racing thoughts of hurting me anymore. That's all I need, is someone to jail my rapist. I didn't think it was that fucking complicated in America. That's it.